Welcome students again into the chemistry class. We are learning the chapter number that is 11 of 11 science, chemical equilibrium. Sorry, chapter number 12 of 11 science, chemical equilibrium. In last lecture I taught you about the equilibrium in the physical processes, such as only states are changes from solid to liquid, liquid to gas of the same substance, such as water changes into the ice, or water changes into the water vapor. Now that is the chemical equilibrium in the physical processes, and there is also a equilibrium state is established because of the reversibility of the reaction. Now we know that the equilibrium is always attained in only the reversible reaction, because irreversible reaction stops always after completion of the reaction, but reversible reaction does not complete. So this chemical equilibrium is also established into the reversible reaction, which are carried to the both direction, forward and reverse direction. Now though we carry out these reversible reaction in a closed container, but still there is no 100% of yield will be obtained of the products. That means some of the reactant remains as it is. Though we use the closed container, though there is no chance to escape the reactants or products from that container, but still we do not obtain the 100% yield of the product. That means reactant remains unreacted. Now when there is no further change will be observed into the concentration of the reactants or products. If we observe the reaction, a time will be come there. At that time there is no any change of the concentration of reactant and product. That means the concentration of product does not increases, or concentration of reactants does not decreases. Initially what happened, when the reaction start, the reactant get consumed, so the concentration of the reactant gets decreases and decreases, and as product are formed, concentration of product gets increase and increase. But one time comes there, at that time the concentration of reactants and concentration of product does not change, they remain as it is. And we say that at that time we say that the reaction has attained equilibrium. And though the reaction is carried out for a long time, there is no change into the concentration of reactant and products. Remember that the concentration of reactant remains as it is and product remains as it is. Concentration of reactant does not decreases, or concentration of product does not increases at that time. And at that time we say that the reaction attained the chemical equilibrium. Now when the rates of forward and reverse reaction becomes equal at that time, the reaction does not stop, but the rate of forward reaction and backward reaction becomes equal. That means how many molecules of reactants are converted into the products, again that product molecule reacts together to give the reactants molecule again, and at that time the actual chemical equilibrium is established or attained. Now for example, this, that is the formation of nitrogen dioxide gas from this N2O4. Now this is the colorless gas, and the NO2 gas is the reddish brown gas. Now after first what happened there, the intensity of reddish brown gas first get increases and increases, but after some time the intensity of NO2 gas remains as it is, because there is reverse reaction start and there is formation of this N2O4 after some time. Then in such reaction, reactant combine to form the products. Initially the rate of the forward reaction is more than the rate of the reverse reaction, and products again after some time combine to give the reactants. What reaction rate initially is maximum, but the reverse reaction rate is minimum. After some time, the rate of the forward reaction get decreases and rate of reverse reaction get increases. But one time come where both the rates of forward reaction and backward reactions are equal, and we say that that is the dynamic equilibrium, or equilibrium is established. So, in such reactions, in the reversible reaction, the reactant combine to form the product, and product again combine to form the reactor. Thus, for any reversible reaction in closed system, the forward reaction after then gradually becomes slower and reverse reaction will becomes faster. But finally, the rates becomes equal and equilibrium is established, and we say that that is the dynamic chemical equilibrium. Now, for example, see here, if we plot a graph of concentration versus time of this N2O4 gas and NO2 gas. Initially, what happened? The forward reaction, their consumption of N2O4. So, initially what happened? The concentration, see here, maximum concentration of this N2O4. As time passes, the concentration becomes decreases and decreases. That means the N2O4 gas become decreases its concentration, that it get consumed, and this is the forward reaction. Now, as the concentration of N2O4 decreases, at the same time first this NO2 concentration is 0 here, but when the concentration of N2O4 is highest, initially at that time the concentration of NO2 is 0, but as time passes and N2O4 decreases, the concentration of NO2 start increasing and increasing. Now this is the that is the reaction in which NO2 formation is there, that is the reverse reaction. And one time comes here when the rate of decrease in the concentration of N2O4 and increase in the concentration of NO2 becomes equal. At that time, there is the equilibrium is achieved or established. Now, this is the dynamic chemical equilibrium. Or if we plot a graph of rates of these both reaction versus time, then it also show the achievement of the equilibrium. Now, here this is the rate of consumption of this N2O4. Now, it get, that is the decreases and decreases the rate, but after some time it remains constant. This line shows that after some time it remains constant, as there is the constant formation or concentration of NO2 and constant concentration of N2O4 at in this point. Similarly here, first the rate of the N2O4 is highest, that is the consumption rate is highest, then it becomes decreases and decreases, and one time come when it remains constant. Similarly, at first the rate of the reverse reaction is 0, but as the time passes, the rate of formation of NO2 increases and increases, and after some time it remains constant. Now, this is the time when the both rates are equal of forward reaction and the reverse reaction, and that is the chemical equilibrium is achieved at that time, and that there is the establishment of the chemical equilibrium, that is chemical equilibrium established, attained, achieved. Now this is about the chemical equilibrium. Now let us learn the law of mass action, which is also, that is for the reversible chemical processes. Then what is that law of mass action? There is the derivation of law of mass action, and from that is the formula, there will be numericals, and you have to solve the different problem based on the law of mass action of the reversible reaction. Now let us learn the next topic, that is the law of mass action. law of mass action and equilibrium constant. Now this equilibrium constant is denoted by Kc, equilibrium constant. We will learn after some time this equilibrium constant. Now first learn the law of mass action. Now this law of mass action is based on the rate of the chemical reaction. So we have to first learn how the rate of the chemical reactions are given. Now the chemical equilibrium is mathematically described in terms of the equilibrium constant Kc, and how it can be expressed we will see later on. First let us learn about the rate of the chemical reaction. Now we know that when the reaction is reversible, initially the rate of the forward reaction is maximum and reverse reaction is less. But after some time both the rates becomes equal when equilibrium is attained. So we can measure the rate by decrease in concentration of reactants or by increase in concentration of the products. Now any reaction which is reversible proceed with decrease in concentration of reactants and increase in concentration of product. Irreversible reaction also proceed in the same way. So the rate of the reaction can be measured by two ways. The rate of any reaction can be measured by the two ways. First, by measuring the decrease in concentration of reactant in the given time interval, or by measuring the increase in concentration of the product in the given time interval. Now mathematically the rate is expressed as rate is equal to minus denotes the decrease in concentration of the reactants. So rate is equal to minus d concentration of reactant divided by dt, or rate is also equal to d, here is the plus sign because the concentration of product increases. So rate is also given as d into concentration of product divided by dt. Now this d reactants, d concentration of reactant and d concentration of products are the small decrease or increase respectively in concentration of reactants and products at the small time interval dt. Now in this way the rate is mathematically given as rate is equal to minus d into concentration of reactant divided by dt, or rate is equal to d into concentration of product divided by dt. Now what is the statement of law of mass action now? The law of mass action states that the rate of a chemical reaction at each instant means at every second or the part of the second. At every second, the law of mass action states that the rate of the chemical reaction at each instant at that time is directly proportional to the concentration of product here is the multiplication of all the reactant. Products of the reactant, concentration of product of the reaction means there is the multiplication between the concentration of reactants. So, how mathematically the rate is given or the law of mass action is given? Consider a general reaction A plus B gives C. Now here A and B are the reactant and C is the product. So rate is directly proportional to the concentration. Now the square bracket means concentration of the respective reactants. Now this is the concentration of A and this is the concentration of B. In the square bracket the substance are denoted, that means that is the concentration. So rate is directly proportional to the concentration of A into concentration of B. Now this is the product of the concentrations of the reactant. So the law of mass action states that the rate of the chemical reaction at each instant is directly proportional to the concentration products or product of the concentrations of all the reactants. Now, the proportionality constant is K here. Therefore, rate is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B. Now, that equation becomes in this way. Now, in this this equation is called as the rate equation. This equation is called as rate equation. Rate is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B is called as the rate equation. And the proportionality constant K is called as the rate constant of that reaction. We up to this only learn about the rate constant and rate equation, but we have to learn the equilibrium constant. Now that is into the next point. What is the equilibrium constant? Now this is the statement of law of mass action, that the rate of the chemical reaction at any instant is directly proportional to the product of the concentrations of the reactants. Now rate is directly proportional to concentration of A into concentration of B. So rate is equal to K into concentration of A into concentration of B. Now this is about the law of mass action. Now let us learn what is the equilibrium constant Kc and how it is mathematically calculated. Now let us learn about the equilibrium constant Kc. Now consider any hypothetical reversible reaction. Hypothetical, that means that is the not the real reaction, it is the hypothetical reaction, reversible reaction, such as A plus B gives C plus D. Any reversible reaction in which A and B are the reactants and C and D are the products. Now as it is reversible, so both side arrows are denoted there. Now the rate of equation for forward and reverse reaction can be given as, from the law of mass action, we can write the rate of the forward reaction and rate of the backward reaction as rate of forward reaction is equal to rate forward is directly proportional to concentration of A into concentration of B, because they are the reactants of the forward reaction. And the rate of the reverse reaction is written as rate reverse is directly proportional to concentration of C into concentration of D, because the reverse reaction have these reactants. C and D are the reactants of the reverse reaction and A and B are the reactants of forward reaction. And in law of mass action, we write always the concentration of reactants only. So the rate of forward reaction is given by rate forward is directly proportional to A, concentration of A into concentration of B, and the rate of reverse reaction is given as rate is directly proportional to concentration of C and concentration of D, because C and D are the reactants of the reverse reaction. Remember that. Now we know that at equilibrium both of the rates are equal of forward reaction and backward reaction. Now first, if we have to write in the proportionality equation, how this equation is written as rate forward is equal to Kf into concentration of B and concentration of C. Now here Kf is the that is the proportionality constant of the forward reaction, and the rate of reverse reaction is given as rate reverse is equal to Kr, that is the rate constant of the reverse reaction into concentration of C into concentration of D. This equation is in the proportionality equation, can be written in this way. Now suppose this is the equation number 1 and this is the equation number 2. Now at equilibrium, what is there? The rate of forward and reverse reactions are equal. So we can write as rate forward is equal to rate reverse. Now rate forward is nothing but it is the Kf into concentration of A into concentration of B. So substitute here Kf into concentration of A into concentration of B. And what is this rate reverse? Kr into concentration of C into concentration of D. Now these both rates are equal. Now we can take this Kr to this side to the denominator, or it is get divided of this Kf, and this A and B, product of A and B gets divided to the C and D. They go to that side and this Kr comes to this side. Now this becomes Kf divided by Kr is equal to concentration of C into concentration of D divided by this concentration of A into concentration of B. Now these are both are constant. Rate constant of forward reaction divided by rate constant of reverse reaction. So that is their division is also any constant. So suppose it is the Kc, that is the Kc is called as the equilibrium constant. So Kc is given as Kc is equal to concentration of C into concentration of D divided by concentration of A into concentration of B. Now this is the equation for the equilibrium constant Kc. Now if now there are only one number of moles of reactants and products. If there are the more than one number of moles of reactant and product, then how the equilibrium constant Kc can be given in that general equation? Let us learn. Now students, pay attention again. If we have to give or write the equation of Kc for a balanced chemical equation or general reversible reaction having more than one number of moles of the reactant and products. Now suppose consider a general reversible reaction. AA plus BB gives CC plus DD. Now here these small letters A, B, C and D are the number of moles or number of moles of the reactants A, B and product C, D respectively. Then the equilibrium constant Kc is given as how it is given? Kc is equal to, from the equation of the equilibrium constant we write this Kc is equal to concentration of C raised to C into concentration of D raised to D divided by concentration of A raised to A, concentration of B raised to B. Now these are the coefficient of these C, D and A, B respectively. That is the number of moles. These small letters C, D, A, B are the coefficient of C, D and A, B respectively. And they becomes here that is the power. So in this such a general reversible reaction, balanced reversible reaction, the equilibrium constant is nothing but it is the product of the concentration of the reactant, product of the concentration of the product raised by a suitable power divided by product of concentration of reactants raised by the suitable power. Now, suppose the reaction is written as, if reverse will be the reaction in this way. Cc plus Dd gives AA plus Bb. Here these C, D, A, B small letters are their coefficient of C, D, A and B respectively. Then that is the equilibrium constant of reverse reaction is given as Kc dash is equal to concentration of A raised to A, concentration of B raised to B, concentration of C raised to C, concentration of D raised to D. Now in this reaction, these CD are that is the reactant and AB are the product. So the Kc is given in this way. Now what we will see this is suppose the equation 1. Now what is there x and y in that? We are here observing that this Kc dash is nothing but it is the reciprocal of Kc, because here A and B terms are to the upper side and here they are to the lower side. So this Kc dash is the reciprocal of Kc, and thus the equilibrium constant of reverse reaction, this Kc dash, which is the reciprocal of equilibrium constant of Kc, equilibrium constant Kc. So Kc dash is reciprocal of the equilibrium constant Kc, or equilibrium constant of reverse reaction Kc dash is reciprocal to the equilibrium constant Kc. Now for example, this is the reaction formation of ammonia gas, N2 gas plus thrice H2 gas gives twice NH3. Now how will balance? Now there are 3 into 2 hydrogen atom 6 and 2 nitrogen atom. Now 2 number of moles of ammonia are formed from 1 mole of nitrogen and 3 mole of hydrogen. So here the Kc is given as, according to the equilibrium constant, this concentration of the product raised by its coefficient divided by concentration of product of the concentration of reactants raised by their suitable power, that is the coefficient. Now here is the multiplication. Now if the reaction is, there is the decomposition of ammonia again into the nitrogen and hydrogen gas, that is the reverse of the reaction, then the Kc dash is given as, now here is the ammonia is the reactant and this nitrogen and hydrogen are the product. So Kc dash are given as that is the product of concentration of reactants raised by suitable power divided by concentration of, that is the reactant raised by suitable power. Now what we are observing here also, this Kc dash is nothing but it is the reciprocal of this equilibrium constant, that is the equilibrium constant of reverse reaction is reciprocal of equilibrium constant of the forward reaction. Now this is about the equilibrium constant. Then we will see the numericals and problems on this, that is the formulae or equations of the equilibrium constant and law of mass action. If student you learn very easily this video, and if you understand all these, that is the rate of the reaction, what is the law of mass action, its statement, its mathematical equation, how the equilibrium constant is written, and all these things you have learned today. If you understand very well, then you can subscribe, like and share the video to the other 11 science students and tell them to subscribe also. Thank you.